everyone? I hope everyone's having a great Saturday. I want to talk to you guys about the game Gotham Knights. Now, for those who aren't aware of what Gotham Knights is, or you pretty sure already know what Gotham Knights is, it's basically a co-op could be single player / co-op superhero game. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So a couple weeks ago, I bought Gotham Knights. This was a game I was anticipating on playing when it was announced, and then given that it was going to be released around last month, I went ahead and got it first day. I didn't pre-order it because I'm not really too big on pre-orders, but I went ahead and got the game day one because I was so anticipating on playing a game other than Marvel's Avengers, because I have been playing Marvel's Avengers for the last 2 years, played it since the beta. That was the only game I mostly ever played, and I wanted to take a break from it and wanted to play a game like Gotham Knights. So let me go ahead and tell you what Gotham Knights is. So Gotham Knights is developed by a company who also did one of the Arkham games, which is called Batman Arkham Origins. This game is not part of the Arkham continuity. Basically, it's just a separate story telling the story of Batman dying and, his sidekicks, let alone partners like Nightwing, Robin, Red Hood, and Batgirl watch over Gotham. So basically, you pretty much play as just those 4 characters. And, honestly, playing that game, I got a vibe that is kind of like playing a TMNT game. But overall, the whole game is fantastic, in my opinion. Now, when the game was released, there has been a lot of mixed reviews about it because of the lack of the performance issues, like the 30 FPS, which that didn't really bother me. Only time I ever find that the game was not good, unless I've had a lot of issues with it as far as like loading times, screens being froze up, games corrupted, stuff like that. It's the only time I stopped playing the game. But overall, I will say that is a very great experience. Now, one thing I don't like about Gotham Knights is that it's only for current gen and not last gen consoles, which means a lot of players who still have a PlayStation 4 are not able to enjoy this game because this game is only going to handle for a PS5, let alone for the Xbox players you have Xbox Series X. So one thing I like about multiple things I like about Gotham Knights is that one is, of course, it's co-op. So it's only 2 players. It's not like you can play all 4 characters with different people. It's only just for 2 players. You can play the game by yourself if you want. I mean, it is designed to be either single player only or co-op only. It depends on it depends on your play style. But one thing I do like about it is the open world aspect, something that Marvel's Avengers had lacked on. So Marvel's Avengers, when the game came out, of course, it's full player, multiplayer live service, but only issue was that it wasn't open world. There wasn't much to do. You just select missions off a war table and you go to those missions, do those objectives, and then finish the mission. It takes you right back to the, docking station, whatever you want to call it. But with Gotham Knights, you can go into the open world and interact with the world out there, find Easter eggs. You can, there's civilians. You're pretty much in a city. And you can do whatever you want in that city if you stop crimes, traverse easily. That was something that Marvel's Avengers was lacking, because if they had that kind of aspect into their game, it would have been like, a very great experience to play as the Avengers, but also have an open world aspect where you can do all kinds of things. Now, it has been said that they were supposed to have something like that in the game, which was called Patrol Mode, that was supposed to be released last year, but they had to delay it and switch it out to the Omega Level Threat Family Reunion, and we still don't even know if Patrol Mode is actually coming out, because we're still waiting on patch 2.7. We're supposed to have Winter Soldier and Cloning Labs, but my speculation is that I think it's probably going to come out in December, given that, winter don't really start until around, I think, late October, early December. Bear with me. And that's probably the last thing we're going to get until February. So at least with Gotham Knights, and one thing about Gotham Knights that I have forgotten to mention was that we're also going to be getting a 4-player co-op that's coming out November 29th, which of course is like 2 weeks from now. You get to play with all your friends, depending on what character you want to choose, so that's a plus as well. I don't know why they didn't implement that, but I think that the 4-player co-op is only going to be just like a, Mega Hive. If you guys are familiar with the Avengers, you know how they have the Heroic Gauntlet Mega Hive. It's kind of going to be like that, where instead it's just, not going to be like 4-player co-op and, the open world kind of thing. It's only going to just be 2 players only. But from start to finish, the game is well polished. The crafting system is very unique. You also get to level up your character, and anytime you level up the one character that you're playing with, it also goes towards the other characters you haven't played with as well. So it's not like you have to grind each specific character when it comes to skill points, but when it comes to gear, now that's when you got to do the whole grind for different gears for your characters, skins, uh, mods, etc., etc. I like the story aspect of it. Of course, with Batman dying, it was, you know, shocking for a lot of people because, Batman never dies, but seeing him die in this game was, a big risk. But hey, given that in Arkham City that they killed the Joker, hey, anything is possible. So I would recommend anyone who does have a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X to get Gotham Knights. Don't judge a game just because you watch some other players play it and you're like, oh, this don't look good, Because in my opinion, I always say that you never know how good something is unless you try it for yourself. And once you try it for yourself, then you can give a definitive opinion on if you should continue playing or if you should return it. Now, another thing I also would say is if, like, some people say that when they buy something, like, they get mad about it. And I'm like, well, why don't you just return it and get your money back? That's why I don't do the whole pre-order, because if I pre-order something and I don't like it, I don't get my money back. But at least if I go and buy it at a store, I have a return policy to where it's like, okay, I played it. It's barely okay. I don't like it. I can just go take it back and get my full refund back, and put my money on something else. Like, I don't see why, people don't do that. But again, like, I also think the reason why this game also gets a lot of hate is because it kind of looks similar, if not the same, or not the same. It looks similar, but not completely uh functional like Marvel's Avengers, because again, this game is also a multiplayer, but it's not. The one thing about it is that it's not live service. You're not buying skins every week or so in Gotham Knights because all the skins are there. You just earn them, just by playing the game. Whereas Avengers, when it comes to skins, they, not saying that all their skins are bad, just some skins it's like not worth buying. And I haven't really bought a lot of, I really haven't spent a lot of money in Marvel's Avengers because I'd rather put money into something if I know we're going to get something good coming out. And given that we don't know when this next patch is coming out, is really aggravating. So I always say, look, I'd rather wait to, spend my money until I know something's coming out instead of just spending my money. And then next thing you know, it is like, oh, well, this is all that we got. And, I stopped playing it because, when it comes to multiplayer games, I'm more, excuse me, I'm more of a single player person. Like, I don't mind playing multiplayer games, but I'm more of a single player story driven kind of person because story is what gets me into games. And when it came to Avengers, like, I really liked their story, but after that, it's like, okay, the multiplayer aspect of it kind of just went a little bit down. The expansions were nice; it added to the story, but then once those expansions are done, it's like, okay, I want something else. But with Gotham Knights, at least when you finish the story, you also have side missions, but you can also do crimes within the city, stop crimes, earn resources, earn gear to craft, et cetera, et cetera. So again, this game isn't as bad. And I would recommend people to, at least try the game. I'm not going to say go out and buy, you'll love it. I'm just saying I want you guys to try it and see if you like it. If you don't like it, then you can always return it. That's what I normally would tell people. And, I know people today that still talk mad trash about the game. Just like people still today talk about Marvel's Avengers. And, like, again, if you were there in the beginning, like, you may have a different opinion on it because you've been there since the beginning. Now, I know some people have been there from the beginning and, to this day, they still talk trash about it. But hey, at least they attempted to give us a good game like this. So that way it could, appeal to all those who are superhero fans. And, given that we're about to walk into 2023, a lot of good games are coming out next year. We already got good games that's coming out this year. Like, we Gotham Knights just came out a couple weeks ago. God of War is coming out next week. So, people are going to move to that. Then you also have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that came out this past week, or is it last week? I'm not sure. And then not only that, you also have the Callisto Protocol coming out in December. Then you have Marvel's Midnight Sun. So yeah, a lot of games are coming out. So it's like, it's going to, kind of split people's attention span to other different games. So I always say for those who are playing Marvel's Avengers, just take a break from it. Try Gotham Knights. You may love it, you may not, but hey, at least you try to play it. And I think you're gonna really enjoy the game. And I look forward to seeing what they're gonna add in the game in the near future, because we already know we're getting our first update, which is going to be that 4-player co-op that's coming out in 2 weeks. So I hope, we may see some DLC to this game. We may see more characters, who knows? But as far as I can say, I've seen people who play Gotham Knights, and right now they're loving the game. Seen it on my Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. People that also bash the game are now starting to like it because they at least gave it a try. They played through it. They enjoy the combat, the traversal, the characters, the story, the open world, the gear, etc., etc. They enjoy all of it. So, I just say just try it out and see if you like it. If you don't like it, then take it back. No one's going to fault you for it, but at least you just gave it a chance. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about Gotham Knights, is that it's a great game. And personally, I like it a lot. And one game I wish that that Warner Brothers Montreal would do is remaster Batman Arkham Origins, because I love that game and I really want them to remaster so it can be part of the remaster collection of the Arkham trilogy. So again, try out Gotham Knights, take a break from Avengers, see if you like it. And, maybe in the near future, we all, may all play together if anyone has a PlayStation 5. And if you also have an Xbox, I'll also play with you guys as well. So again, I hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday, and I'll catch y'all later.